The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar of one of our latest offering, the Business Process Checklist, the Microsoft Playbooks alternative for creating scalable sales processes within the Dynamics 365 CRM. Before we proceed with this engaging session, let me outline the webinar logistics for everyone's convenience. All the participants' line will be muted throughout the session. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them using the chat window, and rest assured, I'll do my best to answer as many questions as possible considering the time constraints. My name is Ninad, and I'm the Business Development Manager at Inogic. Introducing Inogic, a trailblazing service provider and an ISV with an illustrious legacy spanning over a decade. Our unwavering commitment to excellence has led us to craft 15 plus exclusive Dynamics 365 products, setting us apart from the rest. Within the Dynamics 365 community, our presence is not only vibrant but also deeply cherished. Our blogs have garnered immense popularity and appreciation from the Dynamics 365 community peers. Embodying our core philosophy of one click solutions, we diligently create productivity apps that simplify the lives of the CRM users. Behold our impressive lineup of cutting edge applications. First, Maplytics, a Microsoft Dynamics 365 certified gem that empowers businesses worldwide to visualize, plan, and analyze CRM data on maps. With features like territory management, route optimization, smart appointment planning, it really has revolutionized how the businesses today are taking their decisions. One app that holds a very special place in my heart is the subscription and recurring billing management. Its robust platform empowers subscription based businesses with seamless management of recurring billing processes within the Dynamics 365 CRM. And there's more. Allow me to introduce the Map My Relationships, a true visualization marvel. This solution provides a captivating mind map view of the Dynamics 365 CRM data, enabling the users to visualize connections and relationships between entities in a single intuitive interface. But that's not all. Our expertise extends beyond creating these awe inspiring applications. We are also trusted SI. We stand ready to assist partners and customers alike with top notch development services. Whether it's customization or groundbreaking ideas, we are here to bring your vision to life. Inogic is truly more than just a company. We are a force of innovation fueled by our passion for delivering excellence. Reach out to us at crm@inogic.com and together, let's transform possibilities into reality. Before I go ahead, let me. I'm very intrigued by your presence and would love to know what is the intention behind this particular attending this particular webinar. Now, I'm just launching a very quick poll, just to know more about you and your interest for today's webinar. I personally request you to kindly cast your vote because that will really help me shape my a demonstration of the business process checklist for you. A quick 10-second poll, whether you're curious to know about more about our solution, whether you are in a need for a Microsoft Playbook alternative, just want to learn and improve your knowledge and so on. Great, great. So just curious to know more about our business process checklist solutions. So thank you so much for this heads up. This is going to definitely help me craft my demonstration. All right. Let's kick off this exciting webinar. So today we have got a lot in store for you. We'll begin by diving into the challenges you might be facing with your day-to-day activities and explore the best plan of action to tackle them head on. After that, we'll deep dive into the importance and the need of playbooks in the CRM to supercharge your productivity. We'll further go ahead in a live demonstration after we see the remarkable features of our business process checklist. Don't worry about any doubts or questions that you might have. I'll be also addressing them in our FAQ session, and I have kept the last leg of today's webinar as a Q&A session where I'll be opening the floor for all of you to participate and get your queries resolved, of course, via the chat window. So let's move to the next one. In many organizations, there are various tasks that needs to be completed regularly. Now, be it daily, weekly, monthly, or even yearly tasks. Now, despite using and leveraging the features of Microsoft Dynamics CRM, many organizations are still struggling with effective adopting and utilizing the CRM system. Alongside this challenge, the organizations also face difficulties in maintaining consistent implementation of their business processes. Now, through my conversations with multiple prospects and customers, a common issue that I have noticed is the lack of standardized processes. Now, let me illustrate this with a real life example. During a discussion with one of my customers, the sales manager expressed dissatisfaction with how his sales executives were handling the lead nurturing. Now, the complaint was despite receiving a steady flow of leads, the team was really struggling to close the deals. There were instances where the team members were missing certain important tasks and follow ups. This was particularly evident when a team member was absent. This lack of visibility into each other's actions definitely caused inefficiencies and hindered the progress of the sales lifecycle. Now, manually, the sales manager did try advising the team to follow a predefined task, but he desired a solution that could enforce best practices more effectively. Now, that's where the concept of playbook actually comes into the play, I can say. A playbook, from my perspective, serves as a guidebook for any organization's best practices and recommended responses to various situations, thereby enforcing the compliances and, of course, mitigating the risks. The playbook acts as a set of rules or guidelines that the team members can follow to ensure consistency and success. Now, I'm a man of numbers, so let me share some interesting numbers related to the playbook. The playbooks have proven to boost user productivity by an astonishing 30 to 50%. Now, this directly results in a 15% increase in an internal rate of returns and a very encouraging 70% rise in the project success rate. Impressive, right? Now, when you incorporate playbooks into your processes, you can anticipate a range of advantages. The playbooks definitely bring increased productivity, helps automate complex tasks, reduce the need for manual work, and significantly improve the overall efficiency. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the key features offered by our business process checklist solution. Now, the business process checklist is a powerful tool which is designed specifically for dynamic CRM users. It serves as a valuable aid for simplifying and enforcing business specific playbooks, guidelines, and policies at every stage of a process. Think of it as a one stop solution to ensure smooth and consistent execution of the best practices that we always want to be present in the organization. With business process checklist, the managers can create a step-by-step plans that outline the exact procedure the team members should follow. Now, just a heads up, this ensures that everyone is on the same page and adhering to the most effective strategies. And the best part is that you can seamlessly integrate these plans into the out-of-box business process flow. But what if you have certain set of actions which are not covered with the out-of-box business process flow? Don't worry, you can utilize the custom groups in our solution, and I'll make sure to explain custom groups in a bit detail during the demonstration. One of the key advantages of using our business process checklist solution is that it allows you to set up various activities and actionable steps. This includes automating tasks such as sending emails, creating phone calls, or even integrating your custom activities to suit your unique business needs. Once the plans and the activities are in place, the users can easily assess and follow the predefined plan, and that too step by step, making their day to day tasks more structured and efficient. Not only that, both the managers and the users can track the progress of activities throughout the day. This means they can stay updated on completed tasks, the tasks that are still overdue, and ongoing activities, enabling better visibility and accountability. With that, let me just deep dive into the live demonstration of the business process checklist solution. Now, to do that, let me switch from my PowerPoint presentation to my CRM window. Now, for today's webinar, excuse me, for today's webinar, I have already installed, activated, and configured the business process checklist with a few plans. Now, what are those plans? Why I have created those plans? That is something that I will definitely touch base in the due process of the demonstration. However, if you notice, I have currently logged in as Sam. Let's say Sam, represented by me, is a part of a sales team. So let me just create a lead with a lead source as a web. Now, why I have kept it as a web is something which I will touch base during the configuration part. So just to give you a good heads up, we'll be talking about a couple of use cases. One one would be some steps that needs to be taken if the lead is created with the lead source as a web. And second use case would be if a lead is created by a partner or for a partner. In that case, I want some separate step of action. So I'll be covering both these use cases, and I'll be also talking about the configuration part in the next few minutes. Excuse me. Perfect. So as you can see on the screen, I have just pre-filled a lead with a topic, the first name, last name, and the email. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set the lead source as web, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit on the save. Now, notice that we have this business process checklist section right here, and that's going to do wonders for me. Now, before it happens, let me just give you a gist about hypothetically what we have assumed in the normal world. First, we start creating a lead, someone who has shown the interest in our product or a service. Then we take a more personal approach by sending an introductory mail manually. Following that, we engage in a series of thoughtful follow-ups with the leads, again, which are done manually, to nurture the relationships and encourage them to participate in a demonstration call. Once I have showcased the product, I insist the lead to activate our trial license. And after the trial license period is over, then starts the negotiation phase where the order forms are shared, the purchase orders are shared, and the payment is done. Now, it's important to note that each organization operates differently. So we definitely understand that there's no one size fits all approach. However, with our business process checklist, we empower you to create a tailored plan that aligns perfectly with your organization's unique way of functioning. Now, this way, the sales team can confidently follow the plan as their guide, knowing that the success is sure to follow. Okay, so let me just refresh the lead and let's see if there are any steps that are associated with this lead. So some things definitely is going to load under the business process checklist, and here it is. So I have got the qualifying, the develop, the propose, and the close. Now, before I move to the details of this plan, let me just tell you, by embracing this strategic approach and customizing it to your organization style, you can definitely enhance your sales process and achieve the positive outcomes. Now, as you have as you have already observed, under the business process checklist section, the steps are automatically created, and all these steps will be also auto attached to the records of Steve Rogers. Now, as you have seen, we have qualified, we have developed, we have proposed, and we have closed. But what are these? Why are they present here? Now, you will find a striking similarity with the out of box business process flow having the same stages. So while configuring this specific plan, I had configured it in a way that our solution will follow the stages of this business process flow. Now, after, let's say, as we can see, under the qualify step, as a sales team member, I need to send the introduction. Hey, hold on. Here's one of the key features, automation. So the introduction mail has already been sent, and that's why it's being shown right here with a green color. And not just that, since the send introduction step has been performed automatically, highlighted blue color notifies that now is the time for set purchase process or time frame and budget. Now, since this is following the business process flow, each step is interdependent. This means I can't go to step 2 if my step 1 is not finished, and I can't go to step 3 if my step 2 is not finished. Now, in this way, we can automatically enforce the compliance, another feature that we had seen during the business process checklist features. So we can enforce the compliances as well. So let's say I'm just going ahead. Let's say I had a word or maybe an email. I got the purchase process, I got the time frame, I got the budget, and now even this step is completed. So let me just save this. And now you may notice, since my second step under the qualify is completed, now the third step is active with a highlighted blue color. And hold on, I can also see a kind of timer over here. So I have to now. This is just a symbolic purpose, just to give you a gist that if you want to wait for a certain period before the team member can perform any activity, then we can also add that up within our business process checklist solutions. Great. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'll just duplicate this, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit on, let's say, qualify. So as we may know that once the lead is qualified, an appropriate opportunity would be created. That would work seamlessly well because we are still leveraging the features and the functionalities offered by the dynamic CRM itself. So let's wait for a couple of moments. By the time the processing is finished, it will create an opportunity, and here it is. So my lead was now successfully qualified. Great. So let me just go back to my lead and let me just refresh this. So the first thing that you may have observed is under the business process flow, right now I am under the develop stage, and our business process checklist will automatically follow it as well. So now I am under the get requirements via email. And once this step is completed, I can go to the create proposal, then go to propose, and so on. So under every stage, you can define as per your business use cases what actions needs to be performed by the sales representatives. So I particularly remember one case where one of my customers had onboarded a new sales team member. Now, with all the actions and the activities very, very well defined in the plan, the newly onboarded sales team member was very well acquainted with the organization's culture and the steps that needs to be followed, and became extremely productive very early and delivered fantastic results in a very, very less time as expected by her manager and the top management. So once you have the playbook, the guidelines, the plans, and the actions within the plans in place, the sales team member just has to follow those steps and ensure that we are going to the next level. Well, I think so far so good, right? So as mentioned earlier, all these actions, activities are attached to this record only. However, as a sales representative, I might be working on multiple records. So, is there a way I can see my to do list for today? Well, the answer is certainly yes. So, I'll just go to my business process checklist solution, and I'll just say, hey, how does my day look today? And here is my Steve Rogers, the lead that we had created few moments back. And here is the step one of two, which is get the customer requirements. Now, let me be very honest. As a sales representative, if I want to get a customer requirements, let's say via a phone call or via a Teams meeting call or via email, many a times I face a situation where the customer tells me, hey, Ninad, you know what? Today I'm a bit busy. My calendar is booked. Can we make it a couple of days later? Well, the answer is yes, we can. I have to honor his request definitely. So, what I can do is I can just go and change the due date to, let's say, a couple of days later, which is 28. And hey, where's my card? So, what I'll do is I just go to a separate view that we have provided, which is upcoming items. And here's my upcoming items where the Steve Rogers is present. Now, Steve Rogers is let's assume hypothetically that he's an extremely important client for me. So what I can do is I can also just use this star mark function. So what happens is once I mark this particular star, he will also be available under my important items. Now, this is a classic use case for me. The reason I have star marked him is that as a sales representative, all I need to do is just look at this important items view once or twice in a day, and all my important actions will be visible right here. Now, with this view, I can prioritize the clients that I think are extremely important. Now, in a nutshell, what we have done is we have shipped the business process checklist with multiple views, and as per your requirements, you can select the view, identify, and perform the tasks that the team member has to perform. Great. So, right now, what we saw was a lead that was coming from a website. However, let's say you want to perform a separate set of actions if the lead is coming from a partner. So once the lead comes from the partner, you want to do some research, you want to onboard the partner, provide him with the appropriate training, and then definitely follow up with the partner for the closure. So I have got a separate new lead right here, and I've pre-filled the data with it. And now instead of using the lead source as web, I'll now select the lead source as the partner. And let me just try to hit on save. Now, for the leads that are having lead source as a partner, I have a different plan in place. And since there is a different plan, you will observe that the steps that the sales team member needs to follow will be different, and above all will be created automatically. So here are the steps that the sales team member needs to follow. And this is slight or a subtle difference. Previously, in the previous example, I had demonstrated that the business process checklist section was following the out-of-box business process flow stages. However, now I'm demonstrating an example where the business process checklist section is based on the custom groups, a topic that I had assured I will touch base while explaining the features of the business process checklist sometime back. So, sorry. So custom groups come in really handy in case your organization has certain processes that don't follow the out of box process or business process flows. So you will have the ability to create your own categories by using the custom groups the way I have been done in for the demonstration, where I have got a category of partner call, partner training, partner follow up, and so on. So let's say I've got this lead and I have conducted a needs assessment successfully. So let me just mark this as complete. And now I get a request from my lead, who is the partner, to schedule a very urgent kickoff call. So I honor his request, and instead of having a comprehensive welcome package, I go ahead and I schedule a kickoff call with the partner, and I successfully mark this as complete as well. Wow, something was different. Unlike in previous example, I had to complete the previous step before I go to the next steps. However, in the business process checklist where we are using custom groups, there is no such interdependency. I can complete it even in a separate sequence. Now, this goes without saying, just like previous example, all these action activities are again attached to this record, and they can also be definitely viewed in a separate view that we have provided, which is the all checklist items. So if I open the all checklist items, here's my Tony Gray, and here's the task that I need to do, which is prepare a comprehensive welcome package. Wow, looks good. Now that you have experienced the features and the functionalities offered by the business process checklist solution, let's have a look under the hood and check what goes in the configuration. So I have logged in as the administrator, and let's look at the plans. So I have multiple plans, but we actually used a couple of plans. For the first example, where the lead source was web, it was the lead nurturing plan. And for the second example, where the lead source was partner, it was the partner onboarding plan. Let me very quickly just walk through these plans. So if I go to a lead nurturing plan, I have a mandatory name, an optional description, and then I have got a plan for. So if we select the plan for, if you want to follow the stages of the out-of-box business process flow, we'll select the business process flow, and we'll also select which business process flow that you want to follow. The next one is the plan execution type. Now, these basically takes a couple of values. One is the process, second is the checklist. When we set, so a question that might be coming in your mind is, should I keep it as a process or should I keep it as a checklist? So the answer is really simple. If you want dependency, if you want that the sales team member should complete step one before he touches step two, he should complete step two before he touches step three, then the plan execution type should be process. However, if you don't want any such dependencies, then we have to select the custom groups and checklist right here. So the next one is the priority order. So the priority order plays an important and a crucial role in case you have multiple plans on the same record type, which is lead in this case. So priority order 1, 2, 3, it will be executed in the same manner, and whichever plan matches the condition that you have provided first, that plan would be executed. Great. And that brings me to the conditions, the criteria mode. Now, in this particular criteria mode, I have selected it as advanced and I have provided a fetch XML. Now, why did we provide the fetch XML? Now, recollect that we had discussed about a couple of use cases, the lead source as web and lead source as partner. So I am saying in this fetch XML, what I have done is I have applied that condition right here, where the lead source code is value is 8. Now value 8 is basically the web, and that's what is being checked and provided in the condition right here. So once you have the plan details, the next step is to definitely manage the plans. Now, since the plan is already in use, which is published, this plan is actually published, I cannot make any changes or I cannot even see what are the configurations over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit on revise. Revise is just a kind of, I just want to make certain changes in this particular plan. So if you notice under qualify, there are certain steps that needs to be followed. Under develop, there are certain steps needs to be followed under the propose and so on. So if you notice step one, once it is finished, then it can go to step two. From step two, it can go to step three and so on. So adding a step is really easy. So for example, if I just hit on plus right now, here is a new step. So let's say after the introduction, after the client needs, after the requirement, I need to send a quote. So all I need to do is just create a step, let's say send quote or whatever the appropriate name. If you want to wait for a certain period, the way I had said that 1 day should be the waiting period. So after step three, you have to wait for 1 day and then you have to go for the next step. So I can add that over here, right, as the number of days and hit on save and close. So once I hit on save and close, I'll get a new step right here and I can add an action with the help of a create action. So I can create an action, whether it can be an email, phone call, task, or any custom activities if you have, and then hit on save and close. So what happens is we just saw that we can create the steps and we can also add the actions to each step that you want your team member to follow as per your business requirements. And once everything is in place, all I need to do now is just hit on publish button so that this can actually take place in the real time once the lead is created. Now, similar to lead nurturing, we also have a partner onboarding plan. But if you notice, the plan execution type is a bit different. It's about the checklist. So let me just hit on partner onboarding. This section remains predominantly same with the compulsory name, optional description, plan for I have selected custom groups, and since I have selected custom groups, I have selected the plan execution type as checklist and provided with the appropriate fetch XML with the condition of value. The lead source code is 4, which is nothing but the partner. So getting a fetch XML is really easy. All you need to do is just go to advanced settings, advanced find, and give the appropriate conditions to the lead and just download the fetch XML and then copy paste it right here in this box. Great. So let me just look at the manage steps over here. And here are the steps. So let me just hit on revise for a few seconds. So as I want some new groups, I can create a partner call, partner training, and partner follow. And then within each group, I can now define the steps that needs to be completed by the sales team member. Wow, looks really interesting. So, however, I would still say that uh, this particular thing that we experience right now is the business process checklist at, let's say, 100 feet level. Now, as you might glance at the business process checklist, I want you to envision how each item could fit into your own organization. Now, perhaps you are already thinking about it. Let's say, I can use so and so feature to make my so and so process even more efficient, or that other feature would really help me streamline some things which are currently messy in my organization. I can sense your excitement, and trust me, I share it with you. So, let me just very quickly, out of curiosity, I would like to know, which business process checklist feature do you believe would be most useful for your organization? So I've just launched a quick 30-second poll, uh, requesting you to, just like a previous vote, please cast your vote right here, whether it is automating the advising team members on the next steps, whether it is defining team actions and use the plans for business process flow, or for custom groups, or the best standardized best practices and team actions. Oh, wow, it's a surprise. Track progress of the tasks. That's the winner right now. It's currently leading. So I'll just stick with that. Track progress of the tasks. So thank you so much for taking the time and casting your vote. Oh, with that, let me switch back to my presentation. Great. So business process checklist is supported on Microsoft Dynamics version 9.1 and above, and of course for the Microsoft Dataverse. It can be deployed on Dynamics 365 online. Now, before I open the floor for the Q&A session, let me walk you through the frequently asked questions that I encounter during my prospect and customer interaction. So what is the difference between a process type of plan and a checklist type of plan? Well, when you select a process type of plan, the steps are dependent. Step 1 should be completed before the team member goes to step 2. Step 2 should be completed before the team member goes to step 3, and so on. When you select a checklist type of plan, there is no such dependencies, and that's the basic difference between them. Is the business process checklist compatible across devices? Yes, it is. As I had mentioned, excuse me, as I had mentioned, we are leveraging a lot of dynamic CRM features, and that's why whether you are working with the desktop, laptop, mobile, tablet, really doesn't make any difference. Is it available or does it work with Microsoft Dataverse? Yes, it definitely works. Can I configure plans for my users for custom entities? Yes, definitely. The answer to that question is also yes. And the last one, how to get started? Well, I'm delighted to invite you to explore the business process checklist and its incredible impact on businesses. To get started, I highly encourage you to download a fully functional 15 days trial from our website inogic.com or from Microsoft AppSource. Once downloaded, please configure the solution to gain a comprehensive understanding of its capabilities. Needless to say, of course, if you face any issues or if you need any assistance in configuring the solution as per your business use cases, or if you want a one-on-one demonstration, just drop an email to crm@inogic.com. I'll pick it up and I'll be extremely happy to assist you further. Please don't miss out on this opportunity. Head over to our website and begin your journey into the world of business process checklist. Now, with that, the floor is all yours. If you have any queries, any questions, please use the chat window and I'll be extremely happy to provide and resolve those queries. Just reiterating, please use the chat window to ask any queries that you may have. Is this only valid for sales? If you have a business use case where you want to if you want your team members to basically follow a set of activities and actions, you can definitely use the business process checklist. And do let me know in case if you have such a use case. Even I would love to discuss this use case with you in detail and assist you further. Anyway, you all of you can definitely use our email address crm@inogic.com. You will be shared the webinar recording, and just rewatch it, download the trial. If you face any queries, questions, just drop an email to crm@inogic.com. With that, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for joining with us today. I truly enjoyed the opportunity to be your presenter and share our business process checklist solution with you. I sincerely hope that you found the session engaging and informative. I encourage you to share your valuable feedback with us.